Hey guys, McCoy here. A couple things I want to bring to you tonight here real quick. I got to update it on the model videos here, on all the models at the end of this video. I put some music to it for you guys again. Hope you guys like that. I think it makes it a little bit more enjoyable to watch. But anyway, I'm going to take you guys over to space weather first. I've got a couple things here I really want to share with you. Um, as you can tell, this is space weather. You can see that the solar wind speed there is at 626, which is elevated. Okay, it's actually pretty decent. This particular site doesn't usually show uh, that, so I think it takes like an average of what it is and kind of post it every so many minutes. But it's not like the other one I show you guys where it actually fluctuates pretty severely sometimes. But as you can tell, the KP index has gotten to a 4. If it gets to 1 more, if it raises any more, that'll make it a 5, which means that would take it into a minor geomagnetic storm level, which means probably absolutely nothing. Okay. We might see some small satellite disruptions, and probably not even that. Now, the earthquake thing, definitely, okay? That's the thing that always concerns me. But, that is what it is. Now, here's the ACE chart that I show you guys all the time. You can see how the wind speed has progressively just steadily rose. Now, I found something interesting here that at least I thought was interesting. That the density was just going right along, kind of flatlining, not really too high or too low, just kind of staying steady, and then all of a sudden it just dropped out. It didn't drop out very long, and then no sooner than it dropped way down there like that, it rose right back up. Now, I don't know what caused that, but I find it interesting that the phi angle did that at the same time, too. And again, I know I got to explain to you guys what the phi angle is. I'm not going to do that in this video. It's just I want to be sure I tell you guys exactly what it is and in the right way that everybody can understand it. So I need to understand it better myself first. I understand it at a basic level, but not enough to really try to tell somebody else what it actually can do or what it actually does. But anyway, this is the temperature. As you can tell, this thing kind of fluctuates, but it typically goes right along with the speed, the solar wind speed. It does pretty much what it does, in relation. So, but anyway, what I found interesting here, guys, is I show you guys this model a lot. I always put it in my updates on the end of my videos. What I find interesting is they just updated this thing. Well, I'll just show you. They updated this thing at 3:34 UTC, which is about 2.5 hours, 3 hours ago. Okay. Now remember, this model shows you from right now, which is about right there, and then historically it shows you what happened the past 2 days, 48 hours behind it. Okay, then it forecasts what it thinks the conditions are going to be for 5 days in advance. Yesterday, this number here was 700 at the high point. Well, they lowered it. I don't know why. I don't know what their models were trying to do here. I don't know what's going on with that. But because I just showed you that solar wind speed that was 626. Okay, I seen it at 654 right before I started this video. Now, not only is that above what they were predicting at the highest point, but that wind speed is here 24 hours earlier than what they're saying it would be. Because as we sit here right now, it's about 6 UTC, okay, which would put us about right there. So the wind speed, according to this, should be right around getting close to 500, right? Well, they're not predicting it to be even close to 600 until tomorrow about the same time as of right now. So whatever we're getting right now has either gotten here quicker than what they thought it was going to, or it's coming from a different source. Okay? We always talk about these electromagnetic fields out there. We talk about cosmic rays. All those things can confuse these models. Okay? So, with that being said, we got to try to figure out what's going on here, right? First thing here, guys, is if you look at this, I think this is just neat, but the aurora forecast here, I put this on the end here, but this red number is about a 90% chance of that there's going to be some northern lights seen. And that red actually will show up about right in here in the next day or so. Um, if you guys play this model, I'm not going to play it, but if you guys watch that, you can see it. Now, this Aurora forecast, it does kind of dip into the United States a little bit, which is cool. I mean, it's really cool to watch these guys get these pictures. The pictures are really, really pretty. But anyway, what I want to show you guys is, and I guess I'll just take you over here. I'll show it to you from here. I'm not sure if I showed. Yeah, I did. Okay, we're gonna go to this CME tracker. Okay, now I want you guys to look at this. Okay, this is what I'm talking about right there. Now, the Earth is here, stereo A is here, stereo B is here. Okay, then you got anything inside the Earth. That's what anything inside Mars, I think it's what we consider the inner solar system, or anything just inside of Jupiter. I'm not sure if it gets separated at the asteroid belt or if it actually is inside of that. I'm not really 100% sure. But I've been trying to figure out what this anomaly is. And I was talking to Scott about this, and he said he had never seen anything like this on this model either. Okay? But he made a couple good points. He was talking about how this model and these models aren't very, very accurate anything out past Earth. Okay? They were designed to see this stuff between us and the sun. Okay, that's what their purpose was. So when they pick up this other stuff, you have to question, if it's correct or if it's not. Now, with that being said, that most definitely is a different magnetic source. Okay, that's a different magnetic field of some sort. That's the only thing it can be, guys. Okay, because that is a current sheath. Okay, so there's a connection there somewhere to something, and it's not the sun. So that is another, electromagnetic field connecting to something. Okay. Now I find it very interesting. Okay, remember, and this right here, see the red? That's the positive part, and then you got neutral, which is a black, and then you get into the blue, and this rotates as this goes through. Now, what I find interesting about this, there's a couple things. If you see the shape of this, it's mirrored right here with this. You see that? Okay. I find that very interesting because that means that this is picking up something that is probably actually there. Now, I'm not saying that this is an object. I'm just saying this is electromagnetism right out here. Okay, that's the connections. Okay, magnetically. Now, this thing here, and I'm going to run this model through here in a second, but it starts out right here. Now, what I want you guys to understand is, and again, here's the Earth and here's the Earth's orbit. But see this right there? This whole anomaly thing? It starts out here. And as it's rotating through, it's rotating and it's spiraling in towards the sun. Okay? So whatever this connection is getting drawn into the connection of the sun somehow. And I'm going to play this again. I'm just going to hit play and I'll watch it. See how it's going to go inside the orbit? Now, you've seen that too. That was really strange. Now, there at the end, let's just bring it back. See where it starts right here? It starts down here. Okay, see how far out it is from Earth? And I also have to point out that when we've seen a couple of those anomalies, this energy was shown on this CME tracker, and it was actually coming from behind, okay, or underneath. It was not coming from the direction of the sun. We got some energy from something else, okay? It wasn't coming like from way out or anything like that. It could have been coming from underneath. It's hard to say exactly what direction. Now, again, this thing is not very accurate out past the Earth. And this is my concern, because as this thing is, at least this model is saying that this magnetic signature, as it's spiraling through, it's getting drawn into the sun. Okay? Now, I'm going to hit play here again. Now, I want you guys to watch. Okay. Now, you can tell clearly that that's first off, I have to say this. This is not an object. That dot right there. Okay, first off, because it disappeared, number one. Number two, it's not, it moves too fast. It's just an electromagnetic signature on this model. It's not an actual object. Okay, the object is probably out here, is what I'm trying to say, and that's what's causing this connection. And this model's picking it up. So here's my concern. As this thing rotates through, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to pause it right there. You see that? That right there just shows you that it's not objects. Okay? You don't have an object split into, you see a circle like that. It just doesn't happen like that, guys. Okay? So that's not an object. It's picking up some sort of crazy signature there, is what I'm trying to say. I do find it interesting that its relation to stereo B is right there. I find that very interesting because we don't get data from that anymore. And if we could, what would this thing be seeing? Because this thing passed really close to stereo B. At least this part of the connection did. Now, again, I'm going to go ahead and play this through. And let's keep in mind that when this object was over here, if you were to put it in relation, it would be out here. Okay, that's how far it's moved in just from moving about 90 degrees. Okay, so it's moving in at a fairly quick pace there. Okay, so I'm going to play this again. Okay, and I'm going to stop it right there. Okay, and you see how close it's getting? Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this part. This is Earth's orbit, right? Hope you guys are seeing where I'm going with this. So we hit play. It's continuing to spiral in. Okay, now watch it rotate through. Now my concern, guys, and it's not really a concern, it's got me wondering what's going to happen. Because, let's see here, what day was this when it stops? Because this is a forecasted model also. Okay, what day is that? Can't really tell. Can't see it. That says 9/4. Okay, I think it went to 9/5, and I think it was right about there on the 5th. Okay, now as that's rotating through, if it's rotating through it and it's spiraling in at the same speed, okay, first off, it's going to start crossing the paths of these other connections. Okay, so what's going to happen with that? Who knows? Because I don't know what this is. Something's out here and it's connecting something. So when those electromagnetic fields cross, I don't know what's going to happen there, guys. I just don't. But especially when it crosses, like that's Mars. When it crosses Mars's connection to the sun, what's going to happen? Well, this is Venus, right here. What happens when it crosses Venus's connection? I don't know. Of course, Venus is inside of Earth, so we would see it cross Earth before we would see it cross Venus's, right? So my concern, guys, is that when this thing rotates on through, it's going to be inside. Okay, the end here is going to be basically when it gets around here to Earth again, when it spirals back through to Earth, if this is a correct signature, I have to say that. It's probably going to be, the end of its signature is going to be out about here. So in other words, it will cross our electrical connection to the sun, if this is correct. So I'm going to wait a few days here. Now it's going to be another week or two, probably another week. Because it's not going to, it's over here on the 5th. So, you got another 5 days at least probably until it gets back around over here. And again, it's still spiraling in. So it's going to be that little connection. And it's hard to say where this connection here is actually at. Okay, and let me do this real quick. We'll hit play. Get it to start over real quick. Okay, now let's get it. What the heck is going on there? That was stupid. Anyway, let's do this. Yeah, here we go. Now, like I said, I'm going to wait for it to get back around there to the other side here. Now, here's the little electrical connection, right? We don't know where this object is out here. It could be way over here, or it could be right there. We don't know, right? Or we don't even know if it's really actually an object. We don't know. What I'm saying is, but this electrical connection, if it's spiraling in closer to the sun, getting drawn into the sun, into our inner solar system, if that electrical connection crosses ours to the sun, what's going to happen? You know, are we going to see some disturbances? Are we going to see some sort of I don't know, some sort of solar storm? Or we're going to see, I don't know what that actually would mean. Okay, all I can tell you is that this thing is, if this is an actual signature, it's spiraling closer to the sun as it moves, and by the time it gets back around here to the Earth's side, it's going to be inside far enough that it would be crossing our connection to the sun. Okay, that's all I know. You know what that means or how strong this connection actually is. Would our connection to the sun be strong enough just to kind of fend that off? Or are we going to see some crazy magnetopause stuff going on? You know, and I'm researching that out too a little bit. You know, I think it was in July, if I remember right, when we had back in 2012, I believe 2011. I can't remember exactly the year when the magnetopause reversed and they hit all that data, or they tried to scrub it from the net, and a lot of people picked up on it, and most of it got scrubbed off, but some didn't. Like, you know, Scott's got a bunch of that information. Terrell Blackstar does. You know, there's a lot of people out there that got, or not, I wouldn't say a lot. There's a few people out there that was smart enough to record it before it got, you know, wiped from the net. That's what I'm trying to say. I think, I can't remember who else. But anyway, it's kind of irrelevant. But what I'm saying is, guys, that this here, it looks like a true signature to me. I don't know why they would allow it to stay on this model if it wasn't something that was actually there. And again, you know, if anybody else knows what this is or has seen this on this model before, tell me what this is. I want to know. Again, because it is confusing me, which I guess isn't hard to do. Just ask some of my haters. But anyway, but I really do want to know, because once that gets back around here, is that going to cause us any issues, or what's going to happen there? Now, I would put it around September 10th, 12th area when it got back around this way. So, you know, we'll just have to keep an eye out for it, and, you know, we'll go from there, guys. But, yeah, I just wanted to bring that to you, because I think I showed this to you once before, but it dawned on me that this thing was actually spiraling in closer to the sun. And then that's when I started, that's when I started asking Scott about some stuff. And he was explaining things to me that, in a way that, you know, that I could really kind of understand what was going on a little bit better, because, you know, anything outside the Earth here, these models have a hard time being completely accurate. They're not that accurate. So once they start getting inside there and all those kinds of things, we'll keep an eye on this. And again, if anybody else has any more information on this, please post it in the comment section. Send it to my email. Something. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a great Labor Day. Have a good weekend. Like I said, I'll put an update at the end of this video. And yeah, keep an eye out for earthquakes. Oh yeah, the hurricane, guys. Yeah, anybody down in Florida, I'm sure you guys already know about it. So this thing is like kicked up another notch. They're talking, you know, category 4 when it hits land now. So the models are they're not really all over the place, but a few of them take it up the coast, and a few of them take it across Florida into the Gulf again. There's so many variables with hurricanes, and we know that, which is why these models have a hard time themselves sometimes too. So this is forecast models. It's all data getting put in, and it's how we interpret it. That's all this stuff is. You know. So anyway, guys, God bless. Shoe saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.